I grew up surrounded by ocean and national parks, and throughout high school I knew that I wanted to be a scientist. Loved learning about ecosystem interactions and how we fit into the ecosystems around us, but also how it affects us as well and our health and our survival. Food in my hand.
It's crazy that places like this still exist, you know?
Yeah. For me, it was like growing up, I was just so obsessed with surfing and diving, and to come to a place like this that's an absolute tropical paradise, I literally had absolutely no idea that this existed. You know, jumping off rocks and just psyching like a little grandma was so epic.
When I studied marine biology, I started to get really into the critters and the smaller, more unknown animals. And I guess that's what drew me to coral. Coral is the building blocks of the reefs, and really all of these other animals around these tropical environments depend on coral. The fringing reefs around the Whitsundays are some of the most spectacular parts of the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park. Over the last 2 years, it's been a very difficult 2 years because Cyclone Debbie came through and destroyed a number of reefs. After doing a lot of exploring around the islands, I found that there's still some great sites, but some of the really key sites were damaged, and I've kind of taken it upon myself and our team to try and see what we can do to help restore these reefs.
Coral reefs are an amazing hub for diversity, and if we start to lose coral diversity and we lose our coral reefs, that means that our oceans will be very unproductive and unhealthy, which also in turn affects us humans because most of the oxygen that we breathe comes from our oceans.
So this is Lovers Cove before and then after the cyclone, in a spot within about probably 4 metres, so the exact same spot. So before,
wow. Look at that diversity.
and then this is what it looks like today. So this is about a month ago.
Holy shit.
Oh man,
Wow.
there's nothing there.
No.
It's like a desert.
You can just see, so you don't just lose diversity of coral, you lose diversity of every species.
Yeah. What happens after a really big storm though, if a big cyclone comes along, crashes down, knocks all the coral away, it strips all of the invertebrate cover, and it's more likely algae will grow back first.
Okay.
So the algae's quicker to return. And the problem is coral can't recruit to an area that's covered in algae.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we're replacing that algae with the corals so the coral can get a bit of a head start on the algae cover. We call them the island reef raceways. The corals that we've got inside them are all from the marina. So let's just say we want to cut this bit here, cut that, and that will heal. That heals in about 10 days and regrows and starts growing out polyps in about 20 days. And then you put it into the water and leave it there. And as long as that doesn't move for about 2 weeks, the coral will fix to the cement and then grow over it. Hold it really carefully so it doesn't fall out. So just put it down real slowly.
Amazing.
Good work.
So
It's
crazy.
a fraggus.
Thanks, brother. I didn't realise how sensitive they are to that when they're small. Like,
Yeah, they can be pretty sensitive. You would never say don't go in the water snorkeling because you might damage a coral. The more that people get in the water, the more they're invested in the environment and they're more likely they're going to protect it. The nurseries are just past that blue buoy.
Yeah.
I'm going to count the corals that are doing well, the corals that are losing colour, if any, hopefully none, and any corals that have been eaten by parrotfish.
Why did you choose this spot? Was it because of the cyclone?
There previously was really good coral cover here, and also we get a lot of tourist boats coming here, so it's good to get involvement from as many people as possible.
It was about 10 meters down, and there was a grid on these big metal tables that he has set up down there, and the corals perfectly placed on each line. Such delicate work in the ocean, which is just, it kind of blew my mind. Like, it's really, I've never seen anything like it, and it was very inspiring.
And then being able to go and see them replanted and growing and doing their thing and bringing life back to a place gives me so much hope for the future.
All about. What you think? Oh, it's so sick. Was everything good?
Yeah, that's all intact. The only issue is those parrotfish.
Can't be in a better paradise, right?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's good having this backdrop too.
I mean, I felt like I was in another world, and a world that I really want to be a part of and really want to be a part of saving that world.
It's such an amazing world down there, and you do get sucked in, you do get invested. You have these animals that literally come up and investigate you, and it's an amazing feeling to be investigated by a wild fish.
You just see this beautiful white sand beach, crystal clear water, like green trees, like so picturesque. Yeah, obviously this place looks like paradise, and it is, but if you go deep into the beaches and some of the areas here, there's a significant amount of plastic and pollution on the beaches.
It doesn't really make any design sense to use something once and get rid of it.
And this is not where it needs to go.
No. Well,
There's so much.
especially when there's a turtle nest right there. Oh, it's still going. That's perfect sea turtle food. Oh, look at these ones here. You can see this used to be all one piece and it's all broken up. Photo degradation. So many more pieces for animals to ingest.
More bleach. So we're finding a lot of these bleach bottles, which is pretty surprising for me anyway in the Whitsundays, because this is what a lot of countries use to paralyse fish. Squirt it out and, you know, all the fish kind of just float to the top.
Yeah.
Man, that's the dumbest thing I've ever
Oh,
heard
it's
in my
terrible.
life. That's ridiculous.
It's on par with using dynamite to fish, really. It's not much better.
No. Well, I think we're pretty much, sounds pretty much full, huh?
I'll go grab some other bags.
Oh, Frank, have a look at this. Someone's bailing bucket, probably.
I mean, we can use it for our boat, I guess.
Yeah,
Give it to the
Keep it.
skipper.
keep it.
Perfect.
Or fill it up with more rubbish.
It's crazy, those boats out there that have no idea
Yeah.
how much plastic is here. I didn't either.
Being here and seeing that stuff on the beach really shows why it's so important to do this kind of work.
Fixing the plastic pollution problem is really up to all of us as individuals to reduce our plastic consumption and also think about each product we use and where it ends up. Community is vital. Working together, bouncing ideas off each other, inspiring others and learning from others is all extremely important.
You obviously have the awareness that there's an issue, but when you see it firsthand, that's when it's really just gobsmacking, eye-opening.
100%. When you do that as an individual, you subconsciously affect the people around you, and they then go on to affect the communities around them as well.
Can't believe it, man. Just all the microplastics everywhere.
Yes, heaps, isn't there?
Yeah,
And that's the big problem.
That you miss, hey?
Facilitating a cleanup like this is great for the environment short term. The reality of the fact is that there's so much more out there that tomorrow this place could be just as dirty as it is today. I mean, that's pretty scary to think about. But the great thing about it is that all of these people here now are educated about it, and they can continue on the legacy and take that somewhere else and spread the message.
It is paradise, but I think it's on that verge of it could go either way. If we don't start to protect places like this and the rest of the oceans, like, we're not going to have this kind of paradise for our kids. For a lot of people, they have no connection with nature and with the outdoors and with the ocean, especially in somewhere like Johannesburg where people live so far away from the ocean, they don't have a connection to it. But you need to have their buy-in, and they need to be invested in the ocean to think about their waste and what they do with it, you know, as opposed to just throwing it out the window on the street.
Yeah, just getting outside and experiencing everything around us is something that fosters and facilitates change and passion and love for our space around us.
I think it's important for all the people who come to the region to jump in the water and have a look. It should really get them invested and make them want to protect the reef.
No matter if you live in a city or on the coast or inland, there's somewhere where you can go outside to really connect. Look at the trees, look at the insects, be curious, because being curious fosters creativity, and we need creativity in order to protect what we have.